What is up, college baseball fans? Welcome to another episode of the 11.7 podcast, weekend number 3 preview. And we will also recap the huge midweek that we had this week, Tuesday and today, Wednesday. Got a lot of fun things planned. We got weekend series pick'em, 6 really good series, and then we also have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 big time tournaments going on this weekend, including Houston, Frisco, Arlington, Las Vegas, Los Angeles. It's going to be huge for the college baseball fans out there. So, big episode planned ahead. Right now, it's Dimitri, myself, and Jack, and we do have a call to the bullpen option. Noah Bieniek is in the behind the scenes right now, and anytime we need stat corrections or if we need advice or whatever the case may be, we're going to make a call to the bullpen and get Noah out here. So that's kind of the format of the show. Before we get into everything, as always, we want to shout out our premium sponsor, Home Field Apparel. Home Field has been with us through thick and thin the last couple of years, and we have some huge things planned with them this year, including some potential live shows at actual ballparks before the game, and it'll be a lot of fun. So you guys check out Home Field Apparel. They're great to us. You guys be great to them. It's homefieldapparel.com. Tons of schools out there, officially licensed merch and memorabilia, the highest quality shirts. In fact, I'm wearing one right now. Shout out the Norse of Northern Kentucky. I'm repping the brand. I think, yeah, here's a logo right here on this sleeve. So soft.
11.7 brand.
Yeah, that's the what is that? The Miami Hurricanes shirt we possibly have.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm glad you interrupted our home field sponsor to shout out our own brand, but I guess that's just who you are, Dimitri. But anyways, boys, before we get started,
Oops.
I need to make a shout out to the one, the only Ryan Rembisz. And if you guys aren't aware, you guys must be off of social media the last couple of days. Left-handed pitcher from Portland throws an 86 pitch, 12 strikeout, perfect game on Tuesday.
I think it was officially
And
90.
oh, it was 90 pitches. So, okay. Our Twitter account got it wrong there. But 90 pitches, 12 strikeouts, perfect game. Very rare do we see in college baseball a perfect game through 9 innings. Sometimes we'll see a 7 inning perfect game, or we'll see a combined perfect game. But yeah, Rembisz, he is he's just the gold standard right now. Really cool what he did. So what are you guys' thoughts there?
It's a perfect game. I ever thought it's probably the hardest thing to do in baseball. You throw a perfect game, and he did it the second midweek of the year. So good for him. A hat tip to him. Unbelievable.
I've thought absolutely in love that Portland collabed with the 11.7 account. A little interview, the boys jarring it back and forth 10 minutes after he throws the PG. Here's my only critique, gentlemen. Mixing a pencil in there, and now we got something cooking for the rest of the year. But what I want to make sure that is very clear, perfect game not necessary. If you're a college baseball team, player, coach, fan of a team that's playing college baseball, it doesn't take me, man. This is nothing special that I do. Grab a pencil, grab a pen, grab a shoe, and interview your fellow teammate and share it with the brands. We'd love to repost the love. So that fired me up seeing the boys talking to each other post
It's
game.
big time. Really cool. And yeah, Portland's been a fan of the 11.7 brand for a long time now. One of the first teams that followed us back in like 2019, or it might have been early 2020, but I remember when the pilots got put on board and then we talked about like remember we had a whole conversation about their logo and being like, if they're the pilots, like why do they have a ship logo, like a ship
Yeah.
steering wheel logo?
I have
We had
some really
Yeah.
sad news for you.
uh-oh.
The Portland Pilots do not follow us on Twitter.
So they unfollowed us.
Allegedly, or they never did follow us. I don't know.
I might need to make a couple phone calls, but that's okay. They don't need to follow us. As long as they collab with
That
us on
doesn't bother me at all.
Instagram.
They collabed
Yeah,
with it.
Instagram is
That's
more
way
important
cooler.
anyways.
That's
But
just
anyway, so yeah, big time moment there. Always cool to appreciate those very rare moments that happen. I think the last perfect game that I remember was Jake Kuchmaner from East Carolina in 2019. Like 9
Didn't
players are called to
Maryland?
the bullpen.
Didn't Maryland have one 2 years ago?
Maybe. I
was-
don't know. That's the
It was
last
a
one I remember.
9-inning no-hitter, perfect game. That's the one that I remember last.
Fortune teller, you cannot come in here unless you're 100% confirmed on your factual correction here. You can't
Yeah,
come in
that
here
time-
and think.
That's whenever they open the bullpen
Hey.
gate and the closer starts trotting out and everybody's like, no, not yet. You get the next batter. Yeah. Get back in there, Noah. So anyways, the next biggest midweek story, in my opinion, was I think this is partially a lot of credit to Texas State and partially some we got to figure out what's going on at Texas A&M.
Nope. Ryan Ramsey, Maryland, perfect game. I was right.
Shout out Ryan Ramsey.
There we go.
That's my guy, fortune teller. That's my guy.
April, he was either 28th or 29th. The article was 29th, 2022. That was off the top of the dome. Let's go.
Love that. That's our Stump the Schwab.
Ladies
right
and
there.
gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, yeah.
That's our Howie Schwab.
Ladies and gentlemen, that call of the pen brought to you by, yeah, dude.
Oh, that's funny. Good job, Noah. But anyway, so Texas State upsets Texas A&M in the midweek. I know there's going to be a bunch of SEC fans like midweeks don't matter, blah blah blah. Well, yeah, they do. Texas State, they can hang their hat on that, and they can one use it for recruiting purposes. I know they try to do that, but anytime you can beat the number one team in the country, it doesn't matter if it's on a Tuesday, Monday, Thursday, Saturday, Friday. It's big time for your program. So I'm going to let Dimitri talk about this crazy closer that they have, because I could never imagine pitching and doing the antics that he did, but it was rather entertaining.
Entertaining for sure, but sometimes I feel like it's just so extra. Like maybe he's been doing it for a while and then it became a routine for him. But it's one of those. I don't want to say the bit, because maybe for him that's how he gets fired up. If that's how he gets fired up, do whatever you need to do to get fired up, to get a couple extra miles on your velo, whatever it is, or whatever. I think it's funny to watch. I could never do anything like that as a pitcher. I think it's just too much. Talking to yourself is already weird. But hey, whatever works for them works for them. So I'm not going to hate on him. I'm always going to be entertained to watch it.
I know as a hitter, if I saw that and I stepped into the box, mentally I'm done. I'm not hitting off of that. You might as well pinch hit for me right there. So
Why? Because you're like, what a clown, or you're thinking like, oh, this guy's locked in.
No, I'm thinking like I don't want to associate with crazy people in anything in life, and this guy might throw one at my head. Like I don't want to hit off of this.
Interesting take. Yeah, I think it's hilarious to watch, but I could never do anything like that. And
But yeah, Alex Valentin,
it doesn't do anything for you.
yeah, but he ended up throwing like 4 2/3 of shutout baseball for him.
Yeah,
Like that's huge in a midweek. Like
I mean,
that.
for a mid major, whatever, we can debate that another time. But for a school like that to go 2 pitchers combined, 4 2/3, and I think it was 4 1/3, beat Texas A&M. They only used 2 pitchers. They didn't use any of their weekend guys, so they fair and square beat them.
Yeah. So Slam Mark is back up and running. Should be very competitive in the Sun Belt this year. I know Jack loves Slam Marcus. All right. So we have a couple different options for the next story. Do we want to talk about the Stetson situation with the first base, the double first base? Guy steps on the white base and doesn't step on the orange base, and then the game is under protest. I actually missed it. I missed all of that.
I mean, I can tell
was
you.
not watching that game. Was anybody here watching it?
I watched the whole thing.
So what happened? Break it down to the people.
Man on third, 2 out. Man on third, 2 out. Florida leads 2-1 in the 7th inning, I think. And hit the ground ball off the pitcher's glove. Goes to short. Short comes up, makes a play, throws the first. Runner beats the throw by a mile. That's not the issue. The runner, now in college baseball, there's a main bag and a safety bag. The main bag is in the field of play. The safety bag is out of the field of play. So a ball that hits the safety bag is a foul ball. That's just to give you a picture of it if you haven't seen it. One is colored, one is not. Runner has to step on, when there is a play at first base, the runner has to step on the safety bag to create a window of separation between the first baseman and the runner. If you hit a double, triple, whatever, you can play on the normal bag. You can take the inside corner of the normal bag because there's no play at first base. Stetson runner allegedly touched the white bag, the bag in play. If you appeal it, as for example, Florida, they appealed it before the runner returns to the base. You can tag the runner or just appeal it to the umpire, make it known you are appealing it. He is out. But if he comes to first base before anything happens, you cannot appeal it. It's got to be instantaneous. Like right when it happens, you got to appeal it.
Oh, so if he comes back and steps on first, like the white base, obviously, then it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It has to be appealed immediately. So after review, the issue is after review, they use a singular camera angle that you cannot tell. You cannot tell he did not touch the orange base, the safety bag. That was the problem. There was other pictures and photos that came out later that showed he clearly did not touch the safety bag. He touched only the main bag. But that's not the issue. The issue is the replay showed I don't know if they have more angle that they didn't show on the broadcast, but the broadcast only showed one angle, and you cannot tell. You cannot tell at all. Anyway, they appealed it. Umpires reviewed it. They confirmed the call. He was out, so the run is nullified. The run does not count because it's considered a force out. And so they lose all momentum. And then Steve Trimper protested the result of this game. So now it goes to the NCAA, and they decide what to do next. But as of right now, it's an official game that Florida has won 6-2. But I think the NCAA can retroact the game if the protest is held up.
You got to call the pen?
You go ahead, Jack. Something? I'll add to it after.
Well, go ahead, because I thought Dimitri actually beautifully laid it out. My question is, for a long time, I have heard about this does anybody actually know what a protest is? Like, I get the like the breakdown of it, and I understand. Oh, guess what? We're going to form it. What the hell does it even mean? And where does it go? Does it go to the Supreme Court? Like, I don't understand. Anybody got anything for me?
I have no idea.
Because it seems
like
insane
the last
to me.
game that was under protest for me was when I was 9 years old. No, I think I was 10 years old. We were playing against a 9-year-old team, and I'm not even kidding. This is actually a true story. So, do you guys know Brian Hayes for the Pirates? We were playing against his team. His dad was the coach or whatever, and Brian Hayes was 8 years old playing against 10-year-olds, and he hits an opposite field home run, and like the umpire started like celebrating with like their dugout after he hit it, and our head coach like paused the game. This game's under protest, blah blah blah. Never heard back. Like just nothing happens. I think it's just an empty. It's empty. A protest is just a very angry coach.
No. Yeah. It's an official declaration of I do not accept this result, and here is why. I have tangible evidence of why I'm allowed to not accept it, and the NCAA I think makes a ruling on it.
Well, then for 6 years in college baseball, when we got to conference play and the scouting report came out, and every time a pitcher threw me a changeup, I should have formally said, "This is bullshit. I can't hit those. Stop throwing them to me. I don't want to play anymore." Ruined my career. So can I formally say I don't want to do? That's not fair.
I think if you threaten to sue the NCAA, they'll just fold like a table and allow it. That's pretty much the trend right now.
Yeah. I do want to, like, Dimitri did a tremendous job at, just painting that picture. Two things that I want to add, like, shout out to Kevin O'Sullivan for knowing the rule. I mean, like, we're in week 2. I mean, you could totally understand, like, not knowing that you can appeal that, not knowing the ins and outs of that. So kudos to him for appealing it and doing that, because that was huge and it was a momentum changer. Florida goes out the next inning. Stetson completely folds like a house of cards defensively. The other thing is, like, even if it's the most obvious thing, like he touched the white part of the bag, which it turns out afterwards he did, Trimper did the right thing, because you can only appeal before the next, like once the next pitch is thrown, you cannot appeal anymore. So, like, even if it's the most obvious thing, you still want to appeal that decision and then let the NCAA do their due diligence about the result. And then you can go back and, make it official.
Thank you for adding that.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, that was very good. I'd also like to give kudos to Noah for saying something nice about Florida, even though he was holding a hypothetical Stetson investment. So shout out to Noah for being nice, even though I definitely wouldn't have if I was holding that slip, hypothetically.
Yeah, all been there, done that before. Anyways, that was very informative. Good job, Dimitri. I'm gonna start calling you Picasso
Good
the
job,
way you
guys.
painted that picture for us. It was good, informative.
Oh, hey, one more thing to add to the lore of the story. I get a DM, and
No, wait. I think that
He's
DM
about to ruin
it's
it.
no, I get a DM. Hey, can I get a phone number?
He's about to ruin it.
And I'm like, all right.
I think
here's my phone
you're
number.
ruining it, dude. You should have ended on a high note.
He's about to ruin it. You should,
don't
dude,
do this
that
to
was-
me. Fine.
That may have, Dimitri, may have been your best 3 minutes in the show in the last year. Just ride it out, baby.
We
Just
sent you
ride
back
it
out. We sent you back out for the 10th inning with 133 pitches right there. You threw a gem, dude. You threw a gem. Just like go sit down.
Yeah.
We're
Ride that
going
thing
the
out.
rest of this episode like this.
That's fair.
That's good. That's good.
The other game I want to, well, there's a couple other games I want to talk about, but I also want to give Dimitri credit on a tweet that he made about Ole Miss and Southern Miss. Ole Miss Southern Miss was a fun game to watch. That was actually the game I was watching while the Florida game and all the shenanigans was going on there. Ole Miss is freaking huge, dude. They got some big boys on that team, and Dimitri tweeted something out like, Ole Miss goes back to back. Holy crap, these guys are just giant, or something along the lines there.
All right, I'm back. That's just not true. That's not what I said at all.
What did you say?
I said Ole Miss goes back to back jacks, and then I said Ole Miss had some very large people.
Yes,
I know,
and they do, because I was subliminally thinking that the whole game. And I think also Southern Miss is much bigger than they usually are too, like a stereotypical. Yes, Southern Miss has some size, and but like Ole Miss, they look the part this year. They could do some damage, I think, and I don't know. We'll see.
People in the comments. So I don't know if you guys know. I tried to avoid it the whole time, but you guys heard about the whole SEC drama thing coming out of Ole Miss with the lady, the girl, and her boyfriend, her dad, or whatever. Yeah, we made it. We made it 17 minutes before it came up on this episode. I think that's a breaking record for all podcasts. To be honest, I think everybody talked about it within the first minute. Anyway, people were like, "Oh yeah, that's not the only thing that got blown open on freaking and at Ole Miss." And I'm like, dude, Jesus Christ, dude! Like, does everybody know about the story? Does literally every single person know about the story?
You were on such a high. You were on such a high. You're on such a high. And
God.
all
right. Troy looked really good against Mississippi State. I'm a big fan of what Skylar Meade's got going on there. So Mississippi State, they lose back-to-back midweeks against Sunbelt teams. Are we worried about Mississippi State? No, neither am I. I think they'll be fine. Troy's really good, though.
You guys just don't like to have fun. You guys just don't like to have fun. You guys just don't like to have fun. Ole Miss looks great. Lazy Field looked good before the sun went down. Got a little chilly. But I really do think, all seriousness, I do think Ole Miss's lineup is probably one of the best lineups that they've had in a while in terms of size and ceiling potential. I mean, that lineup is humongous, dude. They're humongous.
They are. And I think they're good too. And going back to my point, Mississippi State's good as well. They just run into some very fired up Sunbelt teams. Southern Miss last week, Troy this week. It's high competition. Like midweeks in the South are not a cakewalk. And you can ask NC State that, who loses their fourth straight, I think, of the season, and also their fourth straight to Richmond. Shout out to the Spiders playing good baseball right now in the A10. Duke, what is going on with Duke right now? They lose 2 midweeks this week, one to Liberty today. No, I'm sorry. They didn't play today. Who did Liberty beat today? It's Wednesday. It was Duke, right?
Was it? It was
Why am I
Duke.
doubting
You were
myself?
all over that.
Yeah. And they lose to Campbell on Tuesday. Campbell rocking the Nobody's jersey that I saw that we tweeted out that they're auctioning those off. So if you guys are listening to this, go bid on a Nobody. What is it? Nobody's from Nowhere.
Correct.
Yep.
Yep.
Are we worried about Duke? I think I might be. I think I'm pushing the panic button right now on Duke. Preseason top 15 in the country, and you lose opening weekend, 2 out of 3, kind of get killed by Cincinnati. You lose 2 midweeks this week. I don't know. Blue Devils need to figure it out because obviously they're talented.
Yeah, not yet. I'm not ready to hit the panic button yet. I think it's too early. I don't know. It'll be easy to say that if they continue to struggle like hey, but I don't know, man. I'm a believer in Coach Pollard. I think it's early.
Yeah,
Early.
don't forget to mention the Cornell game where they were getting no hit through 7.
Dang Noah. I was about to say I was out on Duke a long time ago when they got shut out through 6 or no hit through 6 against Cornell. That's when I was out on Duke.
Not yet.
Any other midweek talk that we need to do? Right now, LSU and Dallas Baptist are playing. I think LSU is about to win.
It's
It's
over.
over. Okay. LSU big win. That midweek is definitely an RPI boosting for both teams, though. I think both teams are happy to play it and play it indoors at Globe Life on a Wednesday. I think Dallas Baptist will still get a boost in the RPI at the end of the season because of that game. And this is a big win it'll be a quad 1 win for LSU at the end of the day, too. So good job there. Anyways, any other midweek games we need to talk about? Did I miss anything? I know that Coastal ended up beating UNCW, right, on Tuesday.
Yep.
I think that's going to play a big factor in at the end of the season as well. We need to circle that game. So cool.
Yep.
All right. Well, I got 5 tournaments to talk about here, and I'm going to let Dimitri choose the first one. Do we want to talk about Houston? Do we want to talk about Frisco, Las Vegas, Arlington, or Los Angeles first?
Hey, can I say I know you said Los Angeles, but I think we meant Las Vegas.
Nope. I meant Los Angeles.
Is there the Jackie Robinson Invitational, right? Oh, my bad. Shout out. But you did say Los Angeles, which did remind me of a last second midweek guy. Can I go there really quick before we
go
move
there
on?
right now? Now or never.
Rock Chalowski and the UCLA Bruins. Gentlemen, I'm trying to expose myself to the West Coast. Rock Chalowski might be my favorite name I've heard yet so far in the college baseball world. He's just hit his second Grand Slam, 2 in 2 games. I think UCLA is going to be pretty dang good this year, guys.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of
Circle
all in.
back to the conference preview pod, and I said I like UCLA to potentially win this league.
Ben, you said you liked everybody. I'm just saying you liked everybody. Of course, a lot of teams are good, so you're going to hit 50. You're going to be 50% minimum correct. If you say 301 teams look good, minimum 150.
After opening country, they've rattled off 8 wins since then, so that's good.
I need to
Arizona State.
I need to know if you guys know the result of today's midweek game between UCLA and Arizona State. And if you do, damn it, I was gonna say, can you believe that Arizona State's midweek bullpen held a team to 0 runs?
About that, that's a good call there. The team that's been giving up 10 runs a game shuts out UCLA's offense in a midweek. How about that?
Well, I did it again. I faded the hell out of them, and I didn't even know it. So it was probably my fault. But
UCLA is going to call me tomorrow and be like, "Yo, tell Jack to just get off the bandwagon right now. We don't need his mojo. he's the ultimate jinx." But let's start with Los Angeles since we're already out west mentally. It's Jackie Robinson Classic. Really good teams there. I said it again. Really good teams. But UCLA, Vanderbilt, USC, and UConn. UConn's got a lot to prove, man. They have really, really struggled to open up the year. But it's kind of what they have done a lot recently. Play a tough non-conference schedule, get ready for conference play, and then win your conference and play really well in a regional/super regional. I believe these games are broadcasted on MLB Network. I think I saw that earlier. So that'll be fun. crazy to me that Jack's not on the call after his big time performance in Jacksonville. They're missing out. Who do we
Bama, blitz.
Blitz, Bama, blitz.
Anyway, let's talk about Houston.
No, I just previewed Los Angeles. I bounced past the ball to you for an easy layup.
You asked me, Dimitri. I'm going to let you pick first.
I just talked for 5 minutes straight about Los Angeles.
All right, well,
this was a
great
bounce pass layup.
Great tournament in Los Angeles. All right, that's all I have to say. Houston.
They're splitting it up. Half the games are at Jackie Robinson for UCLA, and half of them are at USC this year. So I'll take Vanderbilt.
Which is Irvine.
Well, they're playing at a different stadium in Los Angeles. I don't know whose stadium it is.
Irvine.
No. I just looked it up, but now I got to battle with you here. Hold on. Jack, who do you like in this tournament while I look this up?
I think Vanderbilt. I think Vanderbilt's going to be really good this season. I know they're still getting some guys back, like a guy like Mike Mancini from JMU, still battling back from a hamate injury. But I think this is a team that feels like they have a lot to prove in the non-con this year. And if they can go into SEC play feeling a little bit friskier than they did maybe a season ago, they're in good shape. But I'd love to see UConn. If UConn walks out of that thing 2-1, it completely changes the face of maybe the way that I think the college baseball landscape views them. So those are the two teams I got an eye on. I think if Cook throws well from UConn, it gets them off to a good start.
I'm going to go ahead and let's just talk about Houston right now before Dimitri corrects me, because I just looked it up and they are playing in Irvine after I said, nope, they're not.
Guess what? They're not playing at UC Irvine. They're playing at Great Park, which is bro, like, look at this. I'm about to this is where they're playing.
I got to see a picture of Great Park. What a name.
That's where UC Irvine plays their home games, right?
What?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Trouble in paradise. I'm going to.
They're playing at I don't know what this is.
This is getting out of control.
Reminds me of Patriots Point a little bit, but without the other fields around it.
Can we get a more zoomed up picture?
Yep.
Oh, that's where they played last year.
Patriots
they played a lot of
water.
games there last year. I remember watching their streams. Well, cool. Fine. Sorry, Noah.
Yeah, my fault. I thought that was Irvine's home park. That's where USC played their home games last year. That's what I meant to say.
Also, did not know Irvine was in Los Angeles at all. I thought Irvine was far, far away. So
no, Irvine, Long Beach are all part of Greater Los Angeles.
Okay. Well, I'll take. You know what? I'm going to take UCLA. I think they've been playing well on the weekends. I'll take UCLA to win it. Home ballpark. I don't know. Big weekend for them. 3-0 for the Bruins.
Give me. Let me see. Who does Vanderbilt play first? They play UCLA Friday night. Yeah, give me Vanderbilt. And they get UConn on Sunday and USC Saturday. Yep, give me Vanderbilt to win them.
Right on. Cool. All right, let's go to Globe Life. Oh, actually, you said you want to go to Houston, right? So we'll go to the Shriner.
You want to go to Houston now? I mean, it's up to you. You want to go to Houston now? We can.
Yeah, we can go to Houston. It's my favorite preseason tournament in the world. I went to it every year for 15 years growing up. It's awesome. This year it's Rice, Mississippi State, Tennessee, Oklahoma State, Texas A&M, and Arizona. Pretty good crop of teams. Now, usually you'll have more local teams.
I have a glorious idea, Ben. We're not going to go to Houston yet. Give me the location of the 4 tournaments that we have remaining. People are going to love this. You guys just Houston, what else?
Houston, Frisco, Las Vegas, and Arlington.
Las Vegas. All right, guys, we're going to start in Raleigh. And we're going to stay in Raleigh for one night. Actually,
nice.
then we decided we're going to stay in Raleigh for 3 more nights. And then we're going to go to Greenville. And then, I think I spelled. All right, we're gonna start over.
You were trying to go to Lafayette, Louisiana, right?
There you go.
Yeah, you just misspelled it.
No,
That's
no, no. We're gonna We're
Just
gonna
we're gonna run it back later because I'm sure we just confused 90% of our audience. But there is a fun bus game called Road Trip, and it's very similar to like Black Magic and other
damn, dude. I
things.
spelled Raleigh.
Only
really
college
wrong.
baseball players know how to play, but you just ruined it by misspelling it. So
Dude, it just
I was gonna go. No, I was gonna go Raleigh for one night, and then we're gonna stay 3 more nights.
no,
And then we're gonna go to Denver, Colorado,
okay.
and then we're gonna stay in Denver for 2 nights, and then we're gonna go back to Raleigh because Denver wasn't that fun, so we went back to Raleigh, and then we went to Sacramento. Where are we?
We're in Las Vegas now, baby. 100%.
Las Vegas.
And that's
There
going to
you
be Texas, Washington, Texas Tech, and Illinois. I'm excited to watch the ball fly in Vegas because I think it's the West Coast Conference tournament every year is in Vegas, and you get these California schools putting up 20 runs a game. It's a launching pad there, and it won't be as hot as it usually is in the summer, so maybe not. But I'm excited to watch some of these big hitters from these teams. I don't know, hit some nukes.
My biggest storyline from this tournament is I want to see the response from Texas Tech. I need to see Texas Tech do something this weekend. 3-game series on the road at North Carolina, tough to win there. Carolina is the top 5 team in the country right now. And then we had a really good Irvine team come to Lubbock. So now it's like, all right, you guys have had 2 really good teams to play. Let's see what you can do. You got to get the ball rolling a little bit for Texas Tech, in my opinion.
Yeah. I like the take. Mike Rooney and Mike Farron will be on the call. They're their absolute best. Peak Events doing great work, putting awesome regional type feel, even down to the timing of getting these guys on the field. If you're not the home team, you're hitting in the cages. Home team gets to take deeply on the field. So everyone gets to feel what it's like to be the home seed in this regional type setting. To me, I think Texas's arms, I know that's kind of like the chalk pick when you look at this thing. But when Max Wiener's done with these arms, we knew what he was going to do with the weekend starters, but he's getting really awesome productivity where Texas used to give up a lot of runs in the last 2-3 years in the midweeks. Right now, they're not. They're shoving. If you remember, it was Texas State that beat those guys in the midweek last year. Now it's the Aggies. Max Wiener, he's kind of been the difference. Did you guys see that Jalen Flores play, by the way? Like, close your eyes, open them, and it looked really did. I mean, it looked like Tulo, right? Like, for those who haven't seen it, you probably saw it on Top 10 Plays. He really did look like Tulo deep in the hole. It feels like he's having that resurgence of kind of bounce back, kind of weird year for him. So they're the big draw. I think them and Texas Tech's going to be an awesome matchup. Excited to see how Washington plays against those 2 teams. Obviously, friend of the program, getting his first year, dipping into that power forward deal. But to me, the arms of Texas in a ballpark where the ball flies feels like they'll be a difference maker.
Now, don't sleep on Illinois. They're a team that, like, they crushed Texas State in game 1 at Slam Marcus, 16-2 or something crazy like that. They have some juice in their lineup, and I was looking at some of their offensive numbers, and they got some players that I think have pro potential. I'm not saying they're going to win this tournament. I think Texas is the clear favorite here, but Illinois could sneak up on somebody Friday night. Who do they have Friday night? Is it Illinois, Texas Tech? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Saturday night, Texas Tech will be a fun one.
Yeah, bring back the old Big 12 days there. But cool.
There's a kid, Ben, I know you mentioned the power. I think I saw it on, like, I don't know if D1 Baseball collab with Illinois or they collab with us. Like, Cameron Chialoy broke the single game stolen base record. He had 5 bags in 1 game, single game record at Illinois. Like, they can run too. So, like, they're a weird team where we talked about Ohio State a lot last week, where like the small ball and then execute with 2 outs and run the ball out of the ballpark. Like, with a kid like that, like, he can change the game at the top of that lineup. So there's a fun name for you if you didn't know it. Now you do. 5 stolen bases in 1 game is a Ricky Henderson.
That's more than I had in my career. I'm not even kidding.
Actually, definitely more than me in my career. Not even close. Yeah.
All right, let's go to Globe Life. The Amergy Classic, Baylor, Oregon State, Ohio State, and Auburn. Credit to Ohio State and Oregon State for their schedule this year. they're just bouncing around, being in these giant showcase tournaments first 3 weekends. Big time for those programs. So I want to say something nice about Baylor. I think what Baylor is doing is a really cool and unique way of recruiting. You're seeing a lot of junior college guys, and like you're seeing a lot of like I don't know, like a couple years ago they were young. Last year they were a little bit older. This year they're much older as a team in the lineup, and they make the routine play defensively. Their pitchers throw strikes. They lost a heartbreaker Sunday against Gonzaga, but I loved every bullpen arm they threw out there. So Baylor, I think, they'll be okay in the Big 12. They're not going to win it, but they'll do better than last year. Auburn, I know they lost opening weekend once to Holy Cross and like didn't play well, but since then they've been smacking the ball around the ballpark. So I don't know. I think this has a potential to be one of the higher scoring tournaments in Globe Life history. Usually we have 2-1 games and 4-2 games at Globe Life for all of the preseason tournaments, but I think this one has way more potential for runs being scored.
Yeah. First of all, I don't know how much hair had to do with Ohio State scheduling this year because usually it's done in years prior. But Ohio State's schedule has been a gauntlet this year. Arizona State for 3, NC State, Coastal Alabama, in Jacksonville. And then they get Auburn, Baylor, Oregon State this weekend. So Ohio State could be one of those right around 500 teams, depending on how they do in Big 12, Big 10 play. They're right around 500. They could be a sneaky LR team because their schedule is so difficult. So that's what I was just going to say real quick about. But hypothetical over bet Friday night Auburn, Ohio State. If you're into that kind of stuff, I would just kind of take a peek at what that over underline is.
Where is Noah?
I know a guy that knows.
I mean, I have no other input. I think Dimitri killed it there. I was also thinking,
What's the line?
Oh, I have no idea what the line's going to probably be. It'll be like 12.5.
Play guess that line. Play guess that line. Yeah, I love guess that line. Hypothetically.
Would you hypothetically take this 12.5?
Yeah, I would. I mean, just look at the previous 2 weekends of both of these teams. When Dimitri was talking about the scheduling, I don't mean to we're kind of all over the place with these tournaments, but Kansas State, shout out to them. You go to the Coastal in their tournament, weekend 1. Weekend 2, you're down in Arlington. Weekend 3, you're in Frisco. Pete Hughes jumping on every opportunity they can get after that super regional appearance.
Yeah, love it. I love when teams schedule really tough. And that's no slight to some of those big time schools like Tennessee knows what they're doing. They schedule easy, but they're also giving big experiences to the other team. Like, hey, come play at our field. We're gonna kill you, and then we're gonna kill you for 3 games. But at least you get to say like, hey, I got to play at Tennessee in front of a bunch of fans. That's also cool. But
stay focused. Use Globe Life or whatever the hell we're talking about. Globe Life.
I'm going to pick something. Something speaks Auburn here to me. I don't know why. Something speaks Auburn. I think they already had their wake up call week 1. They've been playing good since. So give me Auburn.
Oregon State doesn't play bad 2 weekends in a row. Give me the Beavs.
Yeah.
It's not even
last week
it's not like they played bad last week. They lose 2 out of 3. They lose to Minnesota and whoever the other team was. Oklahoma. But like both of those games were clean. It's not like they ruined it.
I mean, losing 10-4 to Minnesota is not Oregon State brand baseball.
Minnesota was swinging it though.
Yeah. Okay, but that's not Oregon State brand baseball. You don't lose 10-4. Anybody.
Yeah.
Is it anybody? Wait, time out. Is it anybody's brand of baseball to lose 10-4? I hope not.
Shit, you might be Maryland Eastern brand of baseball.
That's true.
No, hey, guarantee, baby. I'm with Dimitri here. I don't want to go too chalk, but I do think that this is the weekend that teams like to your point, you were talking about Tennessee. Yeah, they schedule a couple of mid majors, but like they are slowly but surely, gradually getting ready for SEC play because that SEC RPI is going to take care of itself, right? So you You're just building blocks to get ready. Now you go down to Houston and you take on some big time power force teams like they're doing it now. And this is where I think Oregon State is building, and they know who their arms are, and they're getting ready to get this thing going. And this kind of is like their go-to, right? Because of what is to come and how they've gotten so creative with their scheduling. So I think Oregon State sweeps this weekend. I think they do it pretty easily.
Jack is only picking Oregon State because he's scared of low speed. There's no other reason.
That is
No, last week I was last week. No, I'll do it again. I think Los Beach's creativity is getting it's getting good. And I think when I don't go with, like, when I pick Oregon State because I'm like, oh, baseball analysis says that they're really good, then I think he's kind of sitting on his thumbs over there. So Los Beavs. No, I'm going to take Oregon State. He ripped me up pretty good last weekend. And I'm not just doing it because that's what you did with Southern Miss.
He's a philosopher now, too. He's been, like, speaking, like, these quotes at me, and I'm like, dude, get out of here.
He went always sunny on me last week. It was fantastic.
he's the best.
Yeah.
Let's move to Frisco here. So we got Frisco, and hey, I don't remember who was it, you, Dimitri, or you, Jack, that was asking about the lazy river.
Me.
Frisco has the lazy river, and it's a great facility thing that they have going on over there in Frisco. Fun field. I hope the broadcast is a little better. I think last year, like, the cameras were a little shaky and, like, not positioned correctly.
It will be.
But it will be better this year. Good. I imagine Kyle Peterson and Kenny Rogers and those guys got it straight.
What's the weather like
right
down these days? I haven't been paying attention at all. Here in sunny San Diego, we don't have to care about the weather at all. But is it warming up now?
It was beautiful today in Texas. It was like 65 degrees and partly
So
cloudy.
we're warming up now. We're starting.
Well, I mean, it's Texas weather, brother. Like, it could happen in a blink of an eye.
Right.
I'm looking up Frisco weather right now.
All right.
For
What
this
do you got on
weekend.
the Frisco? Hey, all right, Jack. I'm going to ask you this
So
question.
yeah,
What
it'll
is
be
the odds?
low 70s all weekend, sunny, no rain,
Beautiful,
high of
beautiful.
49. Yeah, we're good. Good shape there. Here's my question for you guys. So it's LSU, Kansas State, Nebraska, Sam Houston. LSU or the field? We taking LSU or the field here?
LSU.
Oh, your question is more
LSU.
important? Okay, got it. Yeah, that's fine. I was just going to ask an even cooler question now, but whatever. LSU. I'll take LSU.
I'll take the field.
I think LSU. Yeah, but I do like Noah's take on it. Like, Kansas State's been really impressive. We talked about him the other night, but D. Kennedy on that team is so dang talented. Like, and you totally forgot he was there, and he just became kind of lost in the shuffle in Austin. But it's cool to see him back on his feet and doing really cool things in Manhattan. But if you're asking me if I'm taking LSU on the field, I'll take Jay Johnson. Like, Jay Johnson wants to win every single game he plays. Like, even if it's against his, like against a kid at the homeless shelter in a game of checkers. Like, the guy's a winner. So give me Jay Johnson.
Sam Houston State's got an RPI 300 right now. So that's a pretty bad baseball team.
February. Relax. This is my theory on taking the field. And obviously I set this question up just because I wanted to sound different than you guys. I knew both of you were going to take LSU. This is a lot of these teams. The Sam Houston's, Nebraska's, Kansas State's biggest game of the year is against LSU. Like, LSU is a powerhouse brand, and these guys want to beat them. LSU plays a midweek against a really good team, Dallas Baptist, today. You get one off day, then they start the tournament. Like, for me, I think they slip up once, and I think one of these teams is going to run the table, whether it's Kansas State, Nebraska, or Sam Houston. I could see it happening. Just one slip up by LSU.
I mean, you remember what happened 2 years ago when LSU came down here? They ran into Brody Breck and the Iowa Hawkeye.
Yeah. And like, that was Iowa Super Bowl that year.
Yeah. But what I think is so awesome about this tournament, and I know I'm bragging on Pete because they were so good to me, but they have clearly set up what could legitimately be a regional this year. Like, I was there in Houston last year. LSU, those fans, they love traveling to these tournaments. This place is going to be legit sold out. Like, they've already sold out on tickets. LSU is going to have this place packed to the brim. So for these teams, right, couldn't you close your eyes? Couldn't you see it being LSU 1, hosted at the box? Nebraska is a 2 seed, Kansas State is a 3 seed, and Sam Houston is a 4 seed. Like, this is a regional type setup. And this is exactly what Jay's going to do. He's going to go, boys, buckle up, man. You're going to get their very best. Like you said, Ben, this is their Super Bowl. Nebraska gets a win against Vanderbilt and LSU. no longer a bubble team with the RPI that with how much help that's like. This is huge for these three teams. With that being said, he's using all of that as bulletin board material. So that's why if you ask me the field or LSU, I've seen Nebraska in person. They've got the arms to beat LSU, but it's kind of how I feel about them in Tennessee right now, where everyone is so high and mighty on the former champs, and there's a reason that they're the former champs. They're starting to look like them, and they've just been bullying teams this year, and I just don't see that slowing down.
Love it. Yeah, I saw a funny tweet that I got reminded of. Somebody said it's going to cost LSU fans over $50 to watch their team play this week, because they play Flow Sports on Wednesday and then D1 baseball this weekend for 3 games. So it's like $54.99 for an LSU fan to watch 4 games. It's funny, but they'll pay it.
What's with people on Twitter telling the teachers that the students didn't finish their homework? We were talking in our group chat. I don't want to drop the YouTube channel, but why are people out in YouTube channels?
Ooh, I know what you're talking about. The
Whoa! Agenomic.
Oh, I wasn't going to say the name, but yeah. What are we doing?
I'm like cool with those guys. Like, I don't know why.
Yeah, they're good dudes.
Yeah, good people. There must be some history, because you're right. Like, somebody must have pissed him off, but he called him out on Twitter. Hey, YouTube, like, they're illegally streaming the game.
That was such horseshit. Yeah. Like, why? Who does that?
That's funny, dude. No, you confused the hell out of me when you popped on.
I didn't want to drop the name.
I was going crazy. I was trying to comprehend what you said, and like the words weren't making sense in my head. But then it clicked.
Because
I knew what you were saying, but I didn't know how to.
They got banged again
add on
today
to the conversation
the
without blowing it.
That thing went down, I think, in the 4th or 5th, something like that.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Noah, do you have a pick for this series, LSU or the field?
I'd probably go LSU. By the way, you mentioned the Houston field, but you guys didn't pick that.
Yeah, I think we're saving
it for a road
for last. We're saving it for right now. Yeah, Dimitri said he wanted to go to Las Vegas next. So Houston field, Rice, Texas A&M, Mississippi State, Arizona, Tennessee, Oklahoma State, and that's all. I think I said them all. Rice, Mississippi State, Tennessee, Oklahoma State, A&M, Arizona. This is a fun one. Like, I still have so many like nostalgic memories from Minute Maid Park, going Friday after school, going again Saturday, going again Sunday. And that was back when University of Houston was always good. Rice was good. You would have Texas come into town, Baylor, Texas. Like, it's a really cool tournament. And Minute Maid does it right, especially with the streaming and the broadcast. They stream it for free on either their YouTube or their Twitter account, right?
No, they stream it on their website.
Yeah.
And their Twitter.
Their website and their Twitter.
And Twitter too.
So it's free to watch. And these games, like, you can't sell out Minute Maid Park, but you can get a full lower bowl. Like, the lower deck, it'll be full. Like, there's not seats open. And I think the marquee game is it let's see, Saturday night, Texas A&M's playing the night game against Oklahoma State, maybe? Is that what it is?
No,
Yeah,
Eric. Sorry, yeah.
No, pull up the schedule for me, Dimitri. Tell me what it is, because they always do a good job. Like, Friday night's a big matchup and Saturday night's a big matchup.
So Texas A&M Arizona is Friday night, and then the other Friday game is Tennessee Oklahoma State at 4:00, and then
Texas A&M has the night game on all 3 days.
On all 3,
yeah.
Okay.
Mississippi State's got Rice at noon on Friday. Then they've got Arizona Saturday afternoon, Oklahoma State Sunday afternoon. Arizona's got Texas A&M Friday night, Mississippi State Saturday afternoon, and then Tennessee Sunday at noon. And then Texas A&M's got Arizona, Oklahoma State, Rice all at the night games. But that Saturday night Texas A&M Oklahoma State game is loaded.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? The last time I went to this was literally 3 days before COVID. It was like March 11th of 2020, and I think it might have been Cade Horton from Oklahoma throw a no-hitter, 9-inning no-hitter, and it was a great tournament, and then the whole world shut down.
I can't believe they gave Tennessee a 4:00, a 12:00, or a 3:00, an 11:00, and an 11:00 start.
That sucks. They need to be one of those night games, but I guess
They
Texas
have
A&M,
to have a night game.
Yeah.
but they can't play Texas
Hey,
A&M.
but here's the deal.
The SEC thing, that's tough.
Yeah. Here's the deal. They're I mean, Ben, you know better than anybody. Man, that College Station crowd in Houston is going to be
always
stupid.
is.
Like you're just pandering to the crowd, and rightfully so. You're trying to fill up that place. But yeah, to have the former national champs not get one of the primetime games is weird. But like, I also completely get it.
There's
I would
two
say-
storylines.
Oh, I just wanted to say, Mississippi State fans, be careful. That first game Friday, the Friday after like noon game, maybe 11 o'clock game, whatever it is, that one always gets feisty. I think
Mhm.
Texas State beat somebody last year that like upset somebody the first game last year. 2 years ago, that first game there was an upset. Rice beat
With
somebody
Louisiana,
pretty
it was the
good.
Raging Cajun.
Yeah, like that first game, there's always an upset. The first game on Friday at noon, like be careful because Rice could beat you, Mississippi State. I've seen it happen before.
But anyway, my
Yeah.
two biggest storylines coming out of this weekend. Texas A&M, here's one of two things are going to happen this weekend. They're either going to silence all the doubters and be just fine. Michael Early, we're all going to be just fine. We're going to show up. We're going to play hard. We're going to play clean, solid, heartful. I just made up that word, heartful baseball for 9 innings or for 27 innings weekend. Or it's going to be, oh shit, this team is not very good. Early, you better get these boys together, kind of thing. That's just one of two things are going to happen. It's going to be way on this end of the spectrum or way on this end of the spectrum.
Are you talking about like Twitter reactions?
Just
Because I agree. I agree with you.
general
Like,
reaction from the fan base, the baseball fan base, and just college baseball fans in general. Texas A&M is either going to be just fine or they're going to be starting the panic button's going to be starting to be pressed.
I agree with like both ends of the spectrum. If they go play well this weekend, they're going to think, oh, we're still the number one team in the country. If they play bad, they're going to be like, we shouldn't even be ranked. We're so overrated. And that's just natural reaction for
Yeah.
people on social media.
But guys, it's already happened. Like, why am I reading
officially? They're like, oh, whatever.
Dude, I'm reading like I was legit more than like 9 to 10 tweets of like, oh man, this team isn't playing with any spirit in this. Their poor leadership. Like, give me a freaking break.
Well, they
dude.
just lost their
It's already
future
happening.
first overall pick, Gavin Grahovic, for the whole season. Freshman All-American.
Golden Spikes, right?
Spikes.
Yeah, dude. So it's like, can we just give them a week to breathe and like, all right, let's regroup. How are we going to do this? Oh, we'll take the guy that broke the Ivy League home run record and put him back at his natural position. Like, okay, cool. Just might take a second for us to recalibrate. But like, they're going to be fine. I'm glad that you went there.
My
but
point still stands. A&M is
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
this weekend. And then my other storyline is Tennessee is going to be the number one team after this weekend. Or everyone's going to say, oh, cupcake schedule for the first 2 weeks. See what happens when you play a real team. That's the other storyline that's going to either one or the other is going to happen after this weekend with Tennessee.
Yeah,
I think my prediction is Tennessee is going to be the number one team Monday morning.
Yeah.
I want to give a hot take or a big pick. Give me Arizona money line Sunday night against Tennessee. Smith Bailey, remember the name. I think that freshman's got the shit. So
I love it. Coming out.
Yeah.
Come
Go back to the shadows. Don't say anything else. Let people.
I'm not sure Tennessee. I could be totally wrong, but I think Tennessee still is unsure who their Sunday starter is. So I really like a plus 180.
I'll tell you who it's gonna be. It ain't gonna be this week, but I'll tell you who it's gonna be.
AJ Russell.
How about AJ Russell?
Yeah.
Oh, he's back, throwing a zillion miles an hour right after TJ.
The ultimate move would have been to come in and say, "I'm taking Arizona money line with Tennessee Sunday night," and then just go right back to the shadow.
Well, he needs to stay on because we're about to move into the weekend series pick'em, and that's where he's going to shine. The over under 9 strikeouts for Liam Doyle on Friday.
Who do they play?
I'll take the over.
They could be playing the Tampa Bay Rays, and I would still take the over.
Does it matter? Yeah, it's beautifully said.
He's getting double digits again.
Oh, this is
the
just
win
going
rate
to be
is unbelievable.
They're playing Oklahoma State.
This is going to be Liam Doyle's Chase Dollander breakout game where everyone could be like, "Oh my god!"
Mm-hmm.
This is his Chase Dolander game versus Oklahoma State Friday.
By the way, I don't know if we mentioned this or not. I love that this is like viewable on Twitter and YouTube. Like this tournament's great.
It's the best.
Rocks.
Right.
All right, well,
Rocks.
let's get into the weekend series pick'em. Noah, you are hitting leadoff for us this whole weekend, dude. You earned it after last week. You spit some knowledge. You made everybody else's picks easier. I went first last week and sucked. I went 2-4, and that's because I made my picks before you dropped your nuggets and your knowledge. So you're gonna be hitting leadoff, and I'll be hitting 4-hole today. I'm hitting cleanup. I'm picking last. Here on the YouTube, the 6 series: Miami at Florida, UCF at USF, Southern Miss at TCU, South Carolina at Clemson, Louisiana at UC Irvine, and Nichols State at McNeese State. I love it. This is such a pretty board here. Really, really good rivalries. So, Noah, I'll let you choose your own adventure. You can start wherever you want here.
I like to keep some orderly to it, or let's go top to bottom.
Top to bottom. Let's go.
Yeah. And I think this is the time when you're kind of maybe supposed to plug the record. 10-1 to start, and Liberty blew 2.
I remember my first pick'em.
I'm happy to be here. And thanks for allowing me to join and spread some knowledge. So, and Dimitri's not going to like my first pick, but Miami, Florida, and he's not going to like the trend. But the Gators have won 9 of the last 10 weekend series against the Hurricanes. So new faces, new rosters. It really hasn't mattered. Solely just kind of ran this lately. So neither team's really been tested to me so far. Miami does have a midweek loss to FAU, and Florida's kind of just survived against North Florida, but otherwise been flying. So I'll go Gators in this one.
I'm gonna go with the. So I have this shirt on. I'm gonna do something crazy and diabolical here. I'm gonna do something really diabolical here.
Diabolical.
Diabolical. Anyway, I am wearing a Miami Hurricane shirt, and guess what? I am going up with the Florida Gators. I just cannot pick Miami. They're just not going to win.
I love it. Give me Miami right now. Anytime Dimitri loves the other team, Miami wins. Whenever he loves Miami, the other team wins. That makes my pick so easy. Give me Miami.
Give me the Gators. I just don't have faith in the Hurricanes, and until further notice.
It was the least surprising and least diabolical thing he could have done by taking Florida. I'll take Florida, man. I'm all in. Tybo Evans is a dog. I wish I would have taken Ty Evans as a potential sleeper Golden Spikes guy. That guy rocks.
Why was that not diabolical, wearing a Hurricane shirt, my favorite team, and picking the Gators?
Because you hate Miami. You always hate
love Miami.
Yeah,
I think I love it the same way. What do you mean? Before streaming, people could see how much you talk shit about the Astros and how bad all their decisions are. You would understand. It's just when you love the team so much, you just take the blinders off.
That's fair.
You see it for what it is.
Fair. I'll take
Daniel Cuvée, career weekend, 4 homers. Miami wins 2.
Daniel Cuvée,
just because Dimitri was so quick with the Florida pick.
So quick.
Hey, I will say the whole country is about to learn who Daniel Cuvée is. This is the weekend. People will know who he is if they don't already.
I'll tell you this: Miami doesn't care where they play. Like they'll play in Gainesville. They probably prefer to play in Gainesville. Yeah. What was it? 2022 maybe, when Miami jumped out to like a 10-0 lead against Florida Friday night. Might have been Saturday, but
no, it was that, and they lost the series.
Yeah, they lost. Well, I think they lost that game too, if I'm not mistaken. I think they blew it.
You know what else is bullshit about this whole transfer portal thing? A year ago, Blake Sear was rounding second base in Gainesville, wearing a green and orange Miami Hurricane jersey, throwing up the U to his crowd against the Gators, and now he plays for the fucking Florida Gators. How can you? I don't understand the transfer portal to the rival. I understand the transfer portal in general, but how can you transfer to your biggest rival? Freaking, what's Homeboy's name? Homeboy's on his 6th school in 5 years. He went from Florida to Florida State to whatever, South Carolina. Now, what's his name?
Pitcher or hitter?
Jordan Carry-On. That kid went from Florida, starting shortstop, to Florida State, played there, and now he's at South Carolina.
Go Cox.
Anyway, I just hate transferring to your rival. I don't care where you transfer. Do not transfer to your rivals. I just don't understand it. I just don't get it. Going from Mississippi State to Ole Miss, same bullshit. Going from South Carolina to Clemson, they have a freaking pipeline between the two schools. Nolan Araki is in South Carolina now. What's the catcher's name? He went from Clemson to South Carolina last year. What is with this shit?
You would never catch a Mercer Bear transferring to Wofford or Samford. Never.
No way.
Never.
Well, first of all, they're never going to transfer to one of those schools. They're either going to go up or stay, but they're going to go Power 4 or stay. But
those Mercer players would never transfer down to those Samfords and Woffords of the world.
Like, why are we going to rival schools? I hate that shit.
I agree with you, dude. 100%. Anyways, Noah, lead us up. Let's stay in Florida, but
staying in the Sunshine State, going to a directional rivalry here. UCF and South Florida. South Florida's had a tremendous start to the year. Winning the series against Iowa, and then playing pretty well last weekend as well. I like this UCF team a lot. Doing preview content, I thought this was one of the nation's better, more proven weekend rotations. Some production coming back from last year. Stagliano hasn't started great, but Wiley Hartley behind him, and they've got 4 quality starters. The Golden Knights do. So I also think that the offense is talented for the UCF this season, and it's mainly in the outfield. They've got 4 dudes back there. Andrew Williamson, who has 2 bombs this season already. Deames Ross, Chase Cruson, and Matt Prevesk. All 4 of them are outfielders hitting over 300. And yeah, I'll take the Knights with the pitching and some, timely hitting here in the series on the road.
Is it me?
Yeah.
This one's a tough one to pick, to be honest. They haven't played anybody. They only beat Missouri 7-1, which is very concerning. You got to beat Missouri by a lot more.
Yeah, 10-2, like Alabama State.
They lost to FAU last night. You know what? I'm going to ride with my guy Mitch Hanna in the South Florida Bulls. You win a series over Iowa, really good. Win a series on the road to Georgia Southern, you're bound to have a bad weekend. I think that weekend is not coming yet. Indiana State will win 3 good series in a row. I think South Florida will do the same. I really like them. I think they've got a balance of everything. Nothing too unbelievable, nothing bad. Just a balance across the board. Give me the Bulls.
I'm right with Mitch Hanna here too. I think it's at home. I don't know. I think this is a chance for them to go beat a Power 4 team down the road. Recruiting battlegrounds. Give me Hanna. I'm all in. I'll take the Bulls.
So for me, I agree with Noah as far as this was a team. UCF was a team that I looked at potentially as like, oh, they could host a regional this year if they play well, and they could win the Big 12. Haven't seen a whole lot from them so far, other than they've shown signs of glory a couple games. But I think this is a big series for UCF to say, hey, we're the big brother here. Like, don't worry about us, USF. We made the jump to Power 4. You guys are still down in the American. I'm going to take the Black Knights. Give me UCF. I'll ride with another road team. And partially, I need to make up some ground in this whole weekend series pick'em after a 2-4 weekend. And the only way I'm doing that is picking these 50-50s against you guys, Dimitri and Jack. So I'll take UCF.
Florida and Miami is not a 50-50 series.
No.
I'm saying this series only 50-50. The Florida Miami was solely because of you, Dimitri. If you were going to take Miami, I'd be like, no shot, they're winning. Give me Florida. But you were like, the Florida Gators are winning. Give me Miami there.
I always love the contest pick 'em graphic that you guys posted. Like, just as a fan and follower of this contest, first off, like you guys pioneering like something like this for my, degen self to get an extra sweat on it. Like I was always trying to predict like where the percentages would be. And this is one of the 2 series that I think are 50-50 this weekend. Florida's probably going to be around 80-90%.
You know what?
Oh, Florida's going to be 98%. It'll be me and one
Minimum
other idiot.
97%.
Yeah, it'll be me and like 3 other idiots, and I'll start a group message with them being like, hey, yo, we all picked Miami. Haha.
But yeah, Noah, you brought it up. Me and Ben would try to guess for the last couple of years. We would try to guess the percentage.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Series 3. This one's a great selection. Southern Miss, who has done pretty damn well so far this year, and TCU. They've played probably the more, the term that I am just familiar with is the TMZ games, where people have been tuned in to TCU through the so far this season, with playing down in Arlington last weekend against Arkansas and Kansas State and Michigan. But Southern Miss has taken care of business. Lafayette, Louisiana Tech last week in the pick'em. I like the 1-2 right now. TCU, Cademan Parker and Tommy Lepore. Lepore pours it in the high 90s right now. The Wichita State transfer. This is another 50-50 series. Like I truly don't know where a lot of the public is going to be. I'd probably predict it to be right 70% TCU. This is in my opinion, more like a 50-50 series. And typically when I pick these, I go with the old mantra that impressed you guys: don't fade the facility last week. So give me Lupton. Shout out to the drinking boys down there.
This is a slippery slope for me. This is what the second or third weekend we've had Southern Miss in our pick'em. Is a really slippery slope here.
What's going on down there?
I don't have a whole shtick planned this week.
You didn't have one planned last week.
I don't even know. Let's just cut straight to the chase here. Southern Miss. You got to win the Sunday games against Louisiana Tech. Good teams win on Sundays. Last night, I thought you guys were a really good pitching team and a bad hitting team. Obviously, that wasn't the case. You can't pitch and you can hit. So I don't know which one is right, which one is wrong. You can't win on Sunday. You got to pitch well on the road. Good team pitch well on the road, and you got to win on Sunday. So I just don't think you guys are a very good team right now. So give me the purple frogs.
Did TCU pitch well on Sunday last week?
It doesn't matter. That just doesn't fit my narrative right now.
I don't think they did. I think they got blown out, didn't they?
It doesn't fit my narrative right now.
Jackie, who you got?
Throw up.
That was disgusting.
Hold on. Before you go, Southern Miss, this is just all a bit. I do like Southern Miss. I just want to be clear though, because they're gonna whatever. I do think this team can hit. They showed me some good stuff against Ole Miss. I know we talked about that game a little bit with Ole Miss being big and all, but Southern Miss did look good at the plate. They had some juice. They had some power. Obviously didn't pitch well. It's just one of those games. They'll come right back ready to go this weekend. But I do think what I saw from TCU in San Diego showed me this team is really good. I really like this TCU team. So, yeah, that's why I'm picking the Frogs.
I've had an insane case of the giggles tonight. I have not been very valuable on this podcast. Every time Dimitri talks, I giggle tonight. I'm all in.
Because we hate each other, right?
No, I'm all in. Yeah, dude, it's love, baby. It's love. I'll take TCU too. I just think I think they're the best team in the Big 12 right now. Is that too early?
That's too early, brother.
Is it? Okay.
Dude, the Devils. Come on.
Yeah, they've been fantastic. I still think if you had gun to my head, and I know that they were my preseason pick 'em, and I think it's maybe like they've played. TMZ was a great way to put it. I feel like I've just watched a lot of them. Maybe that's why I'm biased. I loved that play. I'll take TCU though, and I think you're right. I think it's just because I've watched more games of them of late, and that's it. That's all I got.
Just incredible showing by Dimitri. You got to pitch well on Sundays
time.
to win series. And TCU
No, time out.
15
Ben,
runs last week to Kansas State on Sunday.
You're such a coward for that. You're cherry picking these things to look good to Southern Miss fans. You are such a coward for this. You are single-handedly
I'm not
doing this just
picking
to look
Southern
good.
Miss. I'm not picking Southern Miss.
This you're trying to look good in Southern Miss's eyes, and it's a cowardly move.
I was making fun of you, not Southern Miss.
You look good to Southern Miss fans.
No, because it was
It's a
factual.
cowardly move.
It was factual. You were going on a rant like Southern Miss can't pitch on Sundays. You got to win on Sundays. TCU gave up probably 15 runs last Sunday to Kansas State.
It was a joke.
Okay, well,
and you're still trying to look good to Southern Miss fans. It's a cowardly move.
They're gonna hate me, or actually, they might love me because I'm picking TCU here. Don't fade the facility. Southern Miss has been very comfortable at home this year, undefeated at home. I think. Well, no, they lost one to Louisiana Tech, but they did not pitch as well in Oxford this week.
I think that's
Pete Taylor Park. Yeah, Pete Taylor Park is a true home field advantage for them. But look, TCU never loses these series. They'll lose a series to a mid-major team in April or in May. They don't lose these February home series. They just don't. So give me TCU. And that makes it a clean sweep of TCU, which means congratulations, Southern Miss. You have won the series.
Southern Miss.
Very good.
That was a content play, boys. Content play. Way to piss off the Eagle Nation. This is not going to be good. You can already feel it.
They should love us for all picking them. It's a guaranteed series win now. All right, let's talk about the best rivalry in college baseball, shall we?
Yes, sir. Game 1 in Clemson, game 2 in Greenville, game 3 in Columbia. I'll set the stage here.
Hopefully, we're not going to be watching game 2 in Greenville on our VCRs.
Oh God,
the grainy footage every year of this is just the worst. Get some good cameras in there, please.
Honestly, it's a minor league ballpark. What are we doing?
Do you remember the camera angles they had? I think it was 2 years ago. It was it was behind first base and behind the third base on deck circle were the two angles. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So I'll set the stage here. Paul Maneri, his first series in this rivalry. And in these big rivalry games in college sports, it oftentimes takes, people some time. And honestly, the first game in college basketball or the first year in college football, when that time rolls around in the rivalry, it might sneak up on the new coach. And you see it quite often. And Clemson, I'm a gigantic fan of Eric Bakich. I'm taking the Tigers here. But that first year, they entered the series as a true dog, and they impressed. The first 2 games were nail biters, and then game 3, South Carolina, who was the favorite the entire weekend, pulled away. Last year, both teams kind of entered, right around 50-50. I still think that South Carolina was expected to win that series. Clemson takes 2 5-4 ball games. This year, it's the first time that I think Bakich enters as okay, you're expected to win this series against Maneri in South Carolina. And the Gamecocks entered after having a very good start to the season. And a lot of people not quite sure what would happen down there in Columbia this season. This is a huge weekend for them to be able to show off what they have the potential of doing this season. With that being said, though, I'm still going to take Clemson. And Eric Bakich said in an interview, it's the best rivalry in college baseball. He previously comes from Michigan, and best rivalry in college football, Michigan, Ohio State. He knows how to cherish one of these all-time classics, and the boys are going to be ready to go. I have no doubt about that. So give me the Tigers in this one.
Are you wearing a Clemson shirt right now?
What shirt are you wearing?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
What a homer, dude. What a homer.
I was like, that's either a Clemson shirt or he's repping his youth travel ball captain jersey. He was the captain of his youth team. The C on his chest.
Fellas, South Carolina's 9-0. It might be one of the more fraudulent 9-0s I've seen. I'm not saying in terms of sneaky win. They played Sacred Heart. Winthrop, Queen, and Milwaukee. Not the Milwaukee Brewers, the Milwaukee Panthers. This is not a very good schedule. Honestly, it's a pathetic schedule.
Are you talking about the same Milwaukee that beat Mercer opening night?
Well, Miss Mercer's pathetic too. So they're all pathetic.
Dude. Nope. 8 straight wins. 8 straight wins.
Anyway, South Carolina, pathetic schedule. Fine, you're 9-0. You look great. Give me Clemson. They're ready to go. I think Backer's got his boys. He's got his roster. He's ready for this Palmetto showdown. South Carolina losing Jerzenbeck. That's who it was, right? They lost Jerzenbeck for the season, right?
Yep.
That's another high-end premier arm that you need on weekends like this. You need those arms on these weekends to win them. I'm going with the Tigers.
Jack?
It goes to a rubber match. It goes to a rubber match no matter what. Like, it doesn't matter if Clemson's the number 1 team in the country and South Carolina is 0-9. This game always goes to a rubber match. It pains me to do it only because I think that, when you've got some veteran guys that have stuck around and you've got a guy like Ethan Petrie, like you've got a shot. And when South Carolina is good in college baseball, it's good for the sport. And I think Palmineri, to your point, has not played the most insane schedule. That's not really on him. The schedule was already set. But I like Clemson here. I say I hate to do it just because I think that we're all going to take them. But it will go to a rubber match, and it will come down to a late inning heroic type deal because that's what always happens in the series. So I'll take the Tigers.
Stop copying me one time. Fade me one time.
I know, dude. Well, that's usually my game plan. Like last week, I took ECU out of spite.
Fade me one time.
But the minute that I saw this board and I closed my eyes and I heard the wise words of the fortune teller, I'm 4 for 4 for the home squads, and I got a bad news, gentlemen. I got 2 more in front of me.
This is the home neutral home though, Jack. So you're
I know, but let me tell you. Let me tell you how many South Carolina fans are in Greenville that weekend. They're going to Founders, right? Like it was a true neutral site when it was played in Charleston, South Carolina, where I grew up going to it every single day. The ballpark was sold out. It was split right down the middle like Texas on OU. It was Carolina Garnet on the third base side. It was orange and purple down the first base side. That's a neutral site. You're playing at 15 minutes from Clemson. Give me a break. It ain't a neutral site. It's a cool venue. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Greenville Drive Stadium, it's a mini replica of Fenway up in Greenville. Awesome spot. But it's not neutral by any means.
Cool. Look, every bit of me says Clemson wins this series. I'm tempted to say South Carolina just for the pick'em and all that. Then like these Clemson fans get in my DMs and they say I hate Clemson, blah, blah, blah. If I truly hated Clemson here, I would pick Clemson, right? Four-man sweep, guarantee it for the Cox.
I think we're back to back, so I'm not sure which one is more of a likely upset. I think it's probably Southern Miss, but this one feels like
I really want to switch my pick to Southern Miss. I've been thinking about it for the past 5 minutes. Like I am so on that one.
No. Yeah, you're terrified.
No, because I like to win. I don't give a shit about what they say to me. I want to win. I want to win this.
Yeah, no, I know you don't. Yeah, no, I know you don't. I know you don't care, brother.
I'm going to take South Carolina just because I'm hopeful that like the South Carolina Twitter account will recognize me whenever you three are all wrong with Clemson. Like Clemson's a better team in my opinion. They really are, talent-wise. But I don't remember if it was Noah or Jack or Dimitri. One of you said it. It's a true rivalry series, and you can throw out the record books. Like this is something where talent doesn't matter. It's all about mental strength and being able to carry emotions from one game to the other, even inning to inning. So I'll take South Carolina and just hope they get a couple extra breaks that go their way. I have no problem with this 50-50 matchup. I do think Clemson's a more talented team, and I'm going to get some hate on social media, but we can't have back-to-back 4-man sweeps. You just cannot do it.
Hey, can I make a pick change?
Such a
No, nope, you cannot.
It's not the series-
hand,
it's not
Let
the
him do it,
series
let
you
him do
think
hand
it is.
was off the chess piece.
It's not the series you think it is.
No, because it's one of the three that
Well,
I think we faded each other all 4 of these so far. No,
It's literally the least. It's the one you least think.
the contestants in the challenge get to resubmit their picks if they want to change something. Right?
well, okay, let's hear it out and we'll vote. Present your case, Dimitri. We have a 3-man
I know what
jury.
he's gonna do.
We have a 3-man jury. Present your case, and we will see if we allow it.
The kilf in me wanted to change it. I want to ride with the Golden Knights of Central Florida. I love Mitch Hammond, but I really
No.
think Central Florida is going to win this series.
Did I call them the Black Knights earlier?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nobody corrected me.
Yeah.
I was just gonna
let it go.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Wow, I'm an idiot. They are the Golden Knights. Sorry.
Am I
Yeah,
allowed
I'll
to
let
switch
you
my
join.
pick to UCF?
I'll let you join our rabbit hole. I think didn't Noah also pick UCF?
Yep.
Did you say rabbit? Did you say rabbit
I think
hole?
so. Is that not the right?
It's too late.
So
No.
what is the ruling? Am I
Oh,
allowed
no.
to switch my pick?
Sure.
It's a
Foxhole.
Let's
yeah, you
go!
can switch it. It's
Let's
a
go
foxhole.
Knights.
It's a foxhole.
My
thing, guy.
rabbit hole.
It's a foxhole.
Oh, print the shirts.
Congrats.
Rabbit hole.
Have you,
Rabbit holes, Black
have
Knights.
you seen my
Congrats
rabbits?
to the South Florida
Have you
Bowl.
seen my
Congrats to the
rabbits?
South Florida Bowl on winning your series.
I'm gonna start my own Ben Upton fan club, and it's just gonna be called the Rabbit Hole. Like, you want to be in the Rabbit Hole? Yeah.
Dude, let's
All the
Here we
Black
go.
Knights.
Here we go.
Hunting
Come on,
rabbit.
come on, Ben. Next series.
It's not me. It's Noah. He's in charge.
Louisiana at UC Irvine. The Anteaters' first home games of the year. This is my survivor pick, fellas. Louisiana leaving the Teague for the weekend, heading out west. I've been really impressed with the Anteaters. First off, I think they've played they've challenged themselves in the non-conference so far, and I think they've done pretty damn well. They went 2 of 3 in Lubbock. They also, I think, 1, 2 of 3 in the MLB Desert Invitational when Jack was down there. I like the Anteaters. They've been hitting the ball really well, actually even better than I kind of expected, especially without Martinez, who was on paper their best hitter coming into the season. So give me UCI, survivor.
Eaters gonna eat, baby. The Eaters are gonna eat. Give me UC Irvine. Louisiana had not impressed me at all. They have not
They
impressed
just
me
won
at
2
all.
out of 3 against Nebraska last week.
Cool. Doesn't impress me.
No, dude.
Doesn't move the needle. Give me UC Irvine.
Dude. Let's go hunting wabbits. I like UC Irvine. That's actually my survivor pick'em too. I don't mean to jump on the bandwagon, but I have decided this year that I will no longer be thinking for myself. I will be riding with the fortune teller, hypothetically, to the break of dawn.
I have
y'all.
not done well in Survivor. Both of the first 2 years,
well,
I've not made it to conference.
Well,
conference season.
well, good. Congratulations to the Cajun. I like the Irvine, and I didn't know that Irvine was located in the city of Los Angeles either. So that's fantastic. So cool. Give me Irvine.
This is honestly shocking how quick you guys were to all pick Irvine. I understand your thought process. Let's say this series was at the Teague. Would you guys have considered Louisiana more?
Yeah.
I probably would have taken Louisiana. Did you not? Have you not seen my picks?
Yeah. So my thought process is you guys just instantly jumped on Irvine thinking home field advantage. I don't think it's really a huge home field advantage one way or the other. Like, these
travel.
Louisiana kids are going to now be in the most beautiful weather. There won't be mosquitoes biting in between innings like there is down in the swamp of Lafayette. I'm a big fan of Chase Morgan, and I don't think he's pitched his best so far this year. I'm banking on him bouncing back after a huge freshman year and being maybe the preseason Sun Belt pitcher of the year, if I'm not mistaken.
JB Middleton.
Was he not? Who was it?
No, I'm saying JB Middleton's going to win the pitcher of the year.
Oh, well, I'm just saying that I think Chase Morgan has elite stuff, and if he gets him off to a Friday night win, it doesn't matter how good UC Irvine's bats are. I like Louisiana here, and it doesn't matter if it's in the Teague or on the road in beautiful sunny California. Like, these guys don't really care. So, but I think it'll be a fun series to watch. I'll be tuning in.
I'm
Dimitri-
shocked that you are taking the Cajuns here. Ben, what?
Why are you shocked?
I mean, you were just as high as me on Irvine. We think they're the best team in the Big West. They have not shown us otherwise.
I mean, I think Louisiana is pretty good too. What do you want me to say?
Dimitri, you know the area a lot better than I do. Ben, 9 times out of 10, 2024 years out of 2025. I think that's a beautiful area, but they just had wildfires like 2 months ago, Ben. Right?
I mean,
What does that have to do with what I
Irvine
said?
Irvine is a good hour away from Pacific Palisades.
Okay.
It's on the other side of LA, on the north side. Irvine is on the south side.
Cool.
It's
That's
a
why.
beautiful, sunny California.
True.
No, but I just don't. I mean, home series loss against San Jose State, which by the way I think is a good team, but
Yeah.
you don't lose that. You don't lose that home to San Jose State at the Cajun, and then you get in a shootout with Texas Southern, find a midweek win. So what? Find a way to win. Home series win against Nebraska, get shut out against McNeese. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not like that impressed with Louisiana. Do I think they're going to be just fine in the Sun Belt play? Yeah, but this is a very good Irvine team, Dad.
Yeah, no, I thought I said like this is going to be a bounce back Friday for Chase Morgan. I think if he wins Friday, then you got to like them in the series, right? We'll see, but I don't know. I like the Cajuns. Give them a good, nice, sunny environment, and I think they're going to play well.
All
right. So the final series we have here is another great in-state battle between Nichols and McNeese. And guys, I'm pulling it up right now. I want to make sure I have this correct. But the schedule hasn't been tremendously tough. However, McNeese has the 13th best team ERA in the country right now, 2.29, entering this series against Nichols. McNeese has kind of impressed me. They won a midweek against Louisiana on Tuesday. I'm going to go with the Pokes.
I love the pick. And people, I think when the season's over, they'll see what an impressive weekend series win it was against Wichita State. I still believe Wichita State can compete for an American championship. They're talented. They just haven't put it together yet.
Midweek shout out to Chaminade.
Yeah, big win for Chaminade.
Is it not Chaminade?
No.
Interesting. I thought it was Chaminade.
That sounds like a mixed drink you would order at the bar. A chiminade.
A cherry and lemonade.
Chiminade.
Yeah. Give me the Cowboys. Give me McNeese. We threw the series on there to try to make a 50-50, but I think it's going to be 75% McNeese, maybe 80% McNeese.
You do pronounce words like such a jackass, dude. I love you. I do love you. But that's
give me
hilarious.
the McNeese Cowboys.
I'll take McNeese. I did it by accident. I'll take McNeese. I saw this actually. Jersey Mike sub player of the week in that conference. Alexis Gravel, he's leading the way for your pick, fortune teller, with that ERA. I believe their closer is like up for the stopper of the year as well. Sergio Lopez. He's like number 1 in the country in WHIP too. They got a bunch of fun arms. It's still obviously super early in the year, but yeah, I'll take McNeese as well. But mostly, let's not sugarcoat it, gentlemen. I just took 6 home squads in a row. I took all the home teams. I won all of them. I won every single one of them. And I want them for forever because of the facilities. I could not be more obsessed with that.
Statistically, home teams win about 75% of these pick'ems, right, Noah? So
yeah, I don't know the exact trend, but it is high.
Yeah, you're guaranteed to win 4 of the 6. It's actually not a bad strategy.
I know.
I am
Ben
also.
Dimitri, do you have your? Oh shoot, Dimitri.
I gotta make my pick here. Let me put my helmet gear on. Just like Lee Corso. No, I also like McNeese in this series. It's one reason. Like they do play a lot better at home too. You guys already touched on the pitching. 3, like this is a low key, pretty big rivalry, and it's funny because Nichols last year ended up like they were a 3 seed in a regional and like should have won game 1 of the regional. I think they blew a pretty big lead to
Irvine.
it was
No.
Irvine. That's who it was. Yeah,
Irvine.
I think you're right. And so it's funny that Nichols has probably been the better team the last couple of years. And maybe the stats will lie to us, but right now on paper, McNeese feels like the better team and they're at home. So I'm going to take the Cowboys.
Survivor picks for you two up there?
Not me. I'm out. I picked ECU last week. Remember? Game theory. Didn't pay off.
I will say
Close,
this though.
Hey, it was close. 2-0 loss, and then I think they had a lead in the 7th or 8th inning, and then they lost, and then they lost again. So they lost 3 times.
I will say this about Nick, though. That series sweep against Little Rock is not an easy sweep. That's a good series sweep. Series win you're expected, but to sweep them, that's a good series win. Other than that, they haven't looked great in their midweeks. They got blown out by LSU and Tulane this week. So I mean, yeah, I just think. But I'm so surprised Southland already starts conference play really early to start conference.
Well,
play.
you know why, right? They have a 2-week conference tournament, so they play a regional, like top 4 teams play a regional double elimination style 1 week, and then the 2 winners of the 4-team pools play a championship super regional style the next week. So that way you always see like the best arms. You're not.
I love it.
The
Cool.
conference championship game is
don't
not
hate
your
it.
number 7 versus their number 6 starter.
What I just saw recently, I saw some graphic go viral for basketball. It was basically
Sunbelt.
is that what it was? Where it was just
Yeah.
ride or die, win or die, and the 1 and 2 seeds got like six game buys.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really controversial because one of the last teams into the conference tournament, you have to win like 6 straight, but it really protects their top seeds. So like what they're trying to do is the better your team
the
is
best.
that gets
Of course,
into the
of course.
NCAA tournament, the better chance you have to win, better chance you have to make some more money for your conference, blah, blah, blah. So
I have a story about that actually, and I think it'll be appreciated in this mid-major bandit group. My senior year at Charleston Southern, we only won 21 games, but we went into the tournament like actually smoking hot. I know it's self-deprecated a lot, but we were playing really good baseball. We go in as the 7 seed. Now, granted, we had to win to get in. Like we went on a hot streak to get into the dang tournament. So 7-8 played in a playing game, right? To be the last seed in. We win the playing game. That's do or die. We then get suited up, right, to play the number 1 team, which we win, right? You go beat the number 1 team in the conference, and do you know what we got? We got to go play the number 2 team in the conference. So we play Campbell and Matthew Barefoot, the number 2 seed in the conference. And it's like in the 6th inning, we're in a 1-run game. We give up a 4 spot. So we literally just start throwing our second baseman because do you know what happened after we lost to Campbell? We're now 2-1 in the tournament. We got to play the team that we beat the night before. We played Radford, the number 1 team. Then the next day, they got the bye after beating us. And then they ended up beating us. I was like, what kind of fucking sense does this make? But then you understand the money at play here. It's like the Big South is like, boys, we lost Coastal. We lost Campbell. We lost Liberty. We need somebody to go win this damn thing in the tournament for us. Sorry about it. See you later. So, yeah, it's all about
that was such an elite Matthew Barefoot shout out right there. He was Campbell.
Dude.
Mm-hmm.
He was the greatest college baseball player. Oh, my God, he was so good.
It was good.
So good.
All right, boys, final thoughts. Anything you guys want to rattle off before we get off here?
No.
Jack confirmed big feet guy.
Oh, well, yeah, you know what they say.
Oh my God, light bulb. No wonder why he liked Matthew Barefoot so much.
Get them
All
flops.
right, Ben, cut this show off before we get out of control.
All right, we love everybody. Enjoy your weekend.
Yeah, no.
Goodbye.
Yeah, thank God you didn't do that earlier.